All right, everyone, so I'm going to go over my trades for today, and boy, look at that rejection candle that we just had on VLON. Holy smokes. This thing was just at the halt up level at 119, and the bottom dropped out. It just flushed all the way to 95 cents. I mean, this is a big drop for a cheap stock. Well, I guess VLON is my biggest winner today. So today was a tough day, and I'm at my max loss because I know I spent over $1,000 on commissions. So I'm down $5,000 today. So daily max loss, 5,000, hit the max loss, shutting it down, live to trade another day. I could certainly keep trading, and I'm exercising discipline to stop before it gets worse. The writing is on the wall. The problem today is I had, I had like 15 base hit trades, and then I caught a $3,000 loss on LICN, and I didn't expect it. I didn't see that coming. So we'll look at that trade for sure. And then after that, I jumped into a trade on GNS with 10,000 shares, which was a little aggressive, and I caught a 20-cent flush on that. And that was basically, that was it. I was like, all right, writing's on the wall. I'm being too aggressive. That was one of those kind of jumped right in quick and added double the loss on the day. So anyways, all right, let's go back to the beginning of the day. So today I started first trade of the day in the red, XPON. All right, so XPON, I'm down, what is it? 600 on it. So I started on XPON. Let me switch over to my other time frame. So first trade was on XPON. This was at about 7 a.m. I jumped in this. It was actually 7:20. So it was not there. It was right here. All right, so it breaks through the high right here. The high of this candle was 373. And I got in at 382 and 389. It hit a high of 393. I got in high. I thought because it just broke out and it was, it was squeezing up that it was going to continue. So it was a momentum trade, basically jumping in, 10-cent stop, just let's see what it does. It stalled out and it took a $400 loss on the first trade. I got back in when it came up right here and took a $200 loss right there, which put me down 600. 2 losses in a row on XPON. I don't like that. Down $632 on it. I was like, nope, I can't trust this stock anymore. Did not go back for it. That was it. 2 trades, 2 losers. That was that. All right, so that was XPON. The next trade was on comms. And this actually recouped the 600 I was red on XPON, and I got myself up maybe like $100 on the day. Comms, I'm at 434 right now, but I was up a little over 1,000 on it, so gave back half my gains on it. But anyways, so I started trading that one right in this area. So we got a break of VWAP right here. We got a pullback, and then we got this move here through 577 up to a high of $6, 608. I hit my peak as it hit 608, but I then added back at 6. It went lower. I gave back some profit on it. And anyways, it didn't end up giving me really that much in profit, but I did trade it first on the break of VWAP right here, then on this breakout right here, and I traded it again as it came back up right here. I traded it actually one last time at the open. So I traded it on, I guess, 4 different spots on that chart. And yeah, I thought it had more in it, but it didn't. And now you're kind of already seeing a little bit of jumping around, which I'm okay with. I cut the losses on losers. I focus on the winner. I focus on what's strong. Comms was one of the leading gappers when it was at its peak. VLON, we'll look at that one for sure. That one's a cheaper stock. CLNN, I saw it move up. Floats 44 million shares. I expected it would be choppy. And yeah, it was pretty choppy. You got a nice squeeze there up to 240, more than I expected, and then it sells off. So that was CLNN. No trades on that one for me. So the next trade after comms, let's see, was MTC. MTC, I'm up $577 on it. It's not much. I got in it as it broke $1, so 99 cents. It ends up, oh, actually, I guess it had another trade right there. I didn't see that. Anyways, I missed that one. But I traded it right here from $1 to a high of $1.11. 10,000 share, starter position, averaged 4 cents, 5 cents a share, $500. Took 2 trades on it. I thought what I liked about this was as it was hitting this high, it was the leading gapper in the whole market. And I was like, okay, here we go. Leading gapper, this stock is squeezing. It's a cheaper stock, but traders are focusing on leading gainers. And that just kind of rolled over. I'm surprised that it came back up from a low of like 77 cents all the way back up to 127, but then it came back down. So after comms and MTC and the XPON trade, I had Silo. And you could see after all that, I was up maybe like 700 on the day. I wasn't up by a lot. And I knew even at that time that my commissions were churning. And so I was like, I'm probably break even on the day. So Silo, that one hit the scanners, popped up for a second, didn't hold, got out of that quick. That was Silo. There was some news out on it this morning, but yeah, it just didn't hold up well. Popped up there to 353. So then I had, let's look at LICN. All right, so LICN. Someone called this out in chat, and I looked at it and I was like, okay, here we go. I like that daily chart. It's a recent IPO. Blue sky on the daily chart is over 425. It's got after hours and pre-market highs of 5, and it was at 450. And there was a bid. The spread was pretty tight. I jumped in at 455. I added at 465. It hits a high of 475. I was like, this looks good. I had 10,000 shares. And then it dropped to 418 on one 10-second candle. I don't know. It was just a big sell order, I guess. It pops back up to 450, and I got out of that with a $3,000 loss. That was a big loss. I didn't expect that. And that's just unfortunately. So what could I have done to avoid this? Well, I could have said I'm not going to trade it because it's not it's not one of the top 3 leading gainers or gappers. And attention is maybe a little too dispersed today. Okay. But it was a good daily setup. I do like that daily setup a lot. And these ones can make big moves. So I don't know. I don't know. It ended up being, one of those trades that's a loser, and I could have maybe just said it's not the leading gainer, and so for that reason alone, I'll wait and maybe trade it when it's higher up. But if I had waited, I would have certainly missed a good chunk of the move. But the big flush there, unfortunately, that sometimes happens. Someone had a sell order ready to go, it triggers, and that dropped it. So it was unexpected, and it put me down. Because I was only up a couple hundred before that trade. So that put me down, 2,500 on the day or 2,800 on the day. But I knew I, at that point, was already churning commissions. And then I had an immediate loss. I jumped in GNS. That GNS hit the scanners, and I was like, okay, GNS, daily chart. If it's, we're on a pullback, this could be good. Traders are probably going to be focusing on this one. I jumped in it at, it was high. I got in at like 650, 655, 665, hit a high of 675, and then it dropped all the way back down to 620. Took a $2,000 loss on that one, and I was like, okay, I'm down at that point a little over $4,000. I was like, this is not good. I think I'm going to have to probably call it here. And the time was about 9:23. So I was like, I think I'm going to have to call it. But I'm not quite at my max loss. So let's just see what happens. So VLON, it starts to pull away. I guess it was at the open. So let's see. I jumped in this. I hesitated. I had the order ready for 15,000 shares at the open. I was waiting for it to dip down. It dipped down to 88. I was like, do I punch it? And I was like, 88 cents, that's a little cheap, man. You usually don't trade stocks even below $1. So I was like, no, just wait on that for a second. So then it pops back up here to 98 cents. And I was like, son of a gun, that's 10 cents off of 88. But then it drops right back down, back to 88. And I was like, okay, no, you were right. And then it comes back up and I was like, God dang it. So I was going through a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. And as it's up here at 98, I was like, you know what? I'm going to punch it. So I did. I took 20,000 shares at 98 cents, 99 cents for the break of $1. It goes up here to $1.08. And it hits, see that topping tail? It hits $1.08, and then it was back down here at like $1.02. And I was like, I don't know. So I take, half of it or 75% of it off the table at like $1.03. So that's, 98 cents to $1.03. It's like $600 on 20,000 shares, but it's like a 3-cent winner. Then I add back at $1.08, and it goes into a halt here at $1.11. So I was like, okay, well, I'm up 3 cents from my $1.08 average. It opens and hits a high right here of $1.18. It goes up to $1.23. I took my profit. It dips down. I added back 7,500 shares at $1.10. Got a little exit up here, $1.20. So kind of traded it in this range. But I added back right here on this candle. I think it was 15,000 shares, might have been 20,000 for the break through the highs. And it dropped here and I stopped out at $1.10. So I was up a little over 2,000 on VLON at my peak, which had me down 2,500 on the day. But then on that drop right there, I gave back 1,500 of it and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm basically back to down 4,000. And now even though I made 600 on VLON, I churned commissions trading it. So I'm like, more or less, I'm basically back to where I was before I even started trading it. I mean, I made a couple $100, but it's not significant. At that point, I was like, you know what? It's 9:45. I think the writing's on the wall. Call it. So I called it, and that's it. 5,000 red on the day. Not a fun way to start the week. Obviously, so closing that down. The good news, and there is some good news here. The good news is it's early in the week. So early in the week is, there's a lot of time to recoup losses. Also good news, it's only my second red day of the year. That's really good news. But both red days are max loss. I've had 2 red days this year, but they're both max loss. This red day is a little smaller at 5,000. It gives back what I made on Friday. But I had a slow day on Wednesday and Thursday last week. But last week was a good week. 12,000, 14, 16. So it was like $20,000, $21,000 week. That's not bad. But of course gave back, 20% of that today here. But I just kind of look at it as, all right, I gave back Friday's profit. That's, only one day backwards, really. Not a big deal. And it was good that I called it where I did because I don't think it would have gotten any better if I kept trading. I think my next best chance at having a good trade is going to be tomorrow. So I'll be back at it tomorrow, bright and early, and hopefully we have some better momentum because even though VLON was good, this was a little bit of a tricky scanner today. And, that was the market we had. It's unfortunate that I caught that big loss on LICN or whatever it was. That was unfortunate, but, look, it happens. So, cut the loss, move on. And that's what I'm doing. All right, that's it for me. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning.